Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we are currently working on getting a lot of things online here. Most of what we need at this point is food and our exports getting online. So that looks good. We have this border yard finished, which should allow us to come down and get all of this completed fairly quickly. That is the dream anyway. We'll see what ends up happening with that. Looks like they are working on it, so that looks good. Up over this direction, we have started to put in our collector up here, which is, of course, going to be getting us some taxes going. And do we have another collector down over here? Because we're going to need one eventually. Not currently. What are the resources required for that? 555? Okay, that's not bad. So this requires a scenic neighborhood, which this is and this is not. That's interesting, but either way, we're going to have a little bit of space here. So we can put this in here, I suppose, and we just have a little bit of space here. We can put something in, or we could just put it up here. I like it. Right next to the collector that already exists. Perfect. Why are we even thinking about this? There's one right here. So that'll start getting us some gold reserves coming in. Some amount of income, anyway. That would be good. We would definitely like to get some amount of income coming in. We do definitely want to see some trees getting chopped down. I'm wondering about the range out over here. Yeah, there's not too much more range here for this Sawyer. We may want to eventually move it to be right here. And to be honest, no, don't remove it. Just move it. Yeah, right there. That's where I want it eventually. So we'll get that going. It'll get moved soon enough. Now, I was thinking about what we want to do here, specifically in this row of farms. And I think this row should be probably a row of cotton going all the way up over here. So this border yard here should be on getting clay, stone, and timber, like that. And then it should also be accepting cotton buds. And then this one down here will set to accept cotton buds as well. Let's extend this down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to go up like that. And then we're going to do one more up over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it would be like that. The canal would then go up over here, but we don't need to take it all that far. So all we're going to do is we're going to take this canal here out like this. This allows irrigation. We don't need it to go this far. There's a swamp right here. We don't need to do that. So all we need to do is take this to here. And then I suppose we could link these canals together. We could do something kind of like this. Sure, that'll do. And then we can run a road up over like that. And then, of course, we're going to need to put some canals in over this way. But all of this over here, this is intended to be 4 separate cotton farms. So we're going to put in a farmer's hut here, and then I'm just going to do the cotton beds like this. I wish we could build the farmer's huts all at once. What's going on here? Why did this not get cotton beds here? Hang on. Something is wrong here. Oh, I forgot the canal. That'll do it. We need to put in a canal right over here. There we go. So that'll be fine. We'll put in a farmer's hut right... No, not there. A farmer's hut right here. There we go. And then we're going to use cotton buds here. That makes a lot more sense. So we'll do a farmer's hut here and then cotton beds. That was not where I clicked, but okay. And then we're going to do a farmer's hut here and cotton beds down this way. Now up here, we're going to need a little bit of chinampa, I think. Right here and right here. Those are the only 2 locations that we're going to need chinampa here, but that is absolutely something that will need to be happening eventually. But for now, let's go ahead and get started putting 30 out of our 32 cotton beds in there. Up over here, I want this to be more food production, so we're going to put in a farmer's hut here. Yeah, this is going to be a little spicy here, but it should be hopefully okay. That's 20. This is too many. Okay, so we'll do something like not there. Wow, okay. Yeah, we'll do... I just keep misclicking this. Fantastic. That should be fine. And then down over here, we'll do a farmer's hut right there. And that, of course, is going to be maize out over here. Perfect. And then fruit trees about like that. Excellent. Was that 30 out of 32? Oh, right. Wait. Why? Hang on. Why? That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Something's not right here. This is 16. That's correct. Oh, this is going up here. Okay. We'll just have to take this out for now and do that later. That's what was going on there. Okay. That's a little sad. I wish it didn't do that, but alas. Okay, we'll just do it that way, and now we can build this up this direction. So we'll put this farmer's hut here, and now this is going to be 30 out of 32 cotton buds. There we go. That'll do. So then up here, we could potentially run a road like this. I'm not sure how we want to do that yet. This will be okay for now. So that'll let us get all of that going. Now, we cannot currently output cloth here. So we need to find somewhere to export cloth to. Let's see. These guys take in cotton. Yeah, that's actually what we want. So we need to negotiate with these. And we want to open up free trade. And they're actually saying, yeah, this is a high chance of success. So let's go ahead and begin that. Beautiful. So we're going to need another location for a trading post. Maybe we'll put one up over here. That'll be reasonably fine. We'll get that put in perhaps here, but I'm actually thinking here. We might want a road coming up this way. So that'll do for now. Excellent. And we'll work on getting all of this construction done. It will definitely be a bit on the slow side, but that's okay. Ah, this porter yard is finally being worked on. It needs 50 stone, and we have some up over in this porter yard. Our stone is absolutely a problem, and we know that this is going to be a thing. So we should be getting trade with them eventually. This is going to be trade with... who is this? Malinalco. Okay, good to know. So I don't think we need trade up over with these guys, although they're currently our ally. Ally and ally. Okay, noted. So all of these are our ally, and that's the capital. We haven't been attacked yet, although that will very likely happen. So these Chinampas are being slowly worked on. What we need more than anything out over here, of course, is just progress. We need time. So that looks okay. All of this will slowly be worked on. And we're going to start exporting Amate out over here eventually. So these are ficus trees here. These are not. Okay. So we can't really replace ficus trees. That's the concern here, is that we have to place our Amate huts near the ficus trees. There are a couple of ficus trees potentially down over here. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. So that's absolutely something to think about. Cool. So as of right now, our farmland is developing nicely. We should soon enough see decent amounts of food income. We can now trade with Malinalco like this, and we want to absolutely be... an export of timber is probably not a bad idea, at least right now. We can get started with that. We can import Megui from them. I don't want to do that right now. We can export cotton, though. That's our primary export that we want to be exporting at this moment. Amate is absolutely going to be a big export as well. And why do we have 2 weapons? That's interesting. I feel like we shouldn't have 2 weapons, but apparently we do. Wild. So we're going to have to import obsidian at a certain point. And the question is, who actually exports obsidian? Do we have to get that from the capital? No obsidian here, no obsidian here, and no obsidian here. So that has to come from the capital. Yikes, that's going to be expensive. Okay. That's understood, but I'm not happy about it. So that's, of course, going to be an additional trade trade post eventually, and we can build that right up over here. That's going to be trading with the capital. So we're going to need to import some amount of obsidian. That's exporting. We want to be importing obsidian. And probably not much else as of right now. So that'll be fine, but I don't actually want to trade this yet because we're having some issues financially. We just had a year rollover, so that's absolutely fine. We're at -7 for the year right now. We'll keep an eye on that. And how's our food looking for right now? We're actually positive in our maize for the year so far. That looks good. So we've got some up in this granary, some up in this granary, and this market isn't reaching everything up over here. So we should probably consider putting in a small market about here or perhaps here. I like this spot. So we'll get that in there. And this is intended to be food production as well here. Now, we can continue to expand our farmland out this direction, and the question is, what exactly are we planning to expand it as? Probably food is the answer. We might have one more row of cotton and then food out over this direction. There's a lot of space out here. So we can definitely put in a lot of farms out over this direction without really cutting into our forest. So that looks great. There's also some space up over this direction that we can put farms in, and we can just run a bridge across here, and that would theoretically be fine. So we can start working on some of that as well. Goods have been stolen from a farmer's hut. Okay, that's not terribly surprising. We can look at the crime issues at this moment, and we can see, yeah, we definitely need to have a sentry post around over here. Again, that's not surprising at all. So that'll go about there and will help with some of this, but we should also probably consider a sentry post somewhere down over this direction as well. Because we have one here. Yeah, that should do the trick. Approximately, anyway. So that looks fine for now. What's less fine, considerably less fine, is our financial situation. So we are looking to export a little bit of wood here right now. That'll be something anyway. And we're going to start producing some cotton, but we also need to start producing some cotton weavers. So that's going to need to go perhaps down over this way, I'm thinking. We can have... I'm wondering what the number of farms to weavers should be. So we know that each of these, if we make 32 of them, hang on, I'm just going to do a farmer's hut here. This is a bad spot for it, but if we assume that this is an accurate representation and we have this at 32, that's 8.5 cotton buds per year. Okay, so 8.5 per year, and the cotton weaver takes in how much per year? It really doesn't say here. Typical output is 500 cotton per year. Okay, for now, I'm just going to put in 4 of these. 1 for each farm that we have. So that's going to go... maybe we should have this one go about here. Okay, so there we go, cotton weavers, and those do not take stone, so that's absolutely perfect. We're going to start exporting the cotton out over here. This border yard can be accepting cotton, and we can have it be getting cotton buds to supply the cotton buds to this area. So that looks good. That border yard still has 1 available slot, so that looks ideal. We're still not making much progress down over this way. And I think that's due to lack of timber here. Yeah, we're accepting timber. We're not getting it. So that timber is coming from these 2 sawyers, and they could really use more production. I think a lack of timber is our primary issue there. So we managed to move this sawyer. That's good. That puts a lot more trees in range of it, and that should be ideal. But I would definitely like to see more timber production down in this area. But we'll see how that ends up going. There's also potentially more clay production that's going to go in down over here. This is going to be accepting timber as well. So maybe we should have this actually be changed over to getting timber, but keep in mind, we're exporting some timber in a vain attempt to not go into debt. So that's definitely something to think about. No doubt about that. So at this point, we've got a decent amount of stone in. And yeah, we're not trading for obsidian yet. We will need to, so I put this in, but for now, we definitely need to not be doing that. So I'm checking in on our number of homes, or a number of peasants in these homes right now, or commoners in these homes, and it looks okay. I'm not concerned about that at this moment. So that seems fine for now. Checking in on our farm progress out over here. Well, we definitely need more timber. So I think mostly we just have to be patient here and wait for some of this to produce. That's the primary goal right now. Yeah, we've got very little timber on hand, and that timber is apparently prioritizing going up to the trading post. So that's, you know, exciting. So right now we don't have staff in these cotton weavers. That should get changed. I don't see any major issues here. Although, it's not highlighting the cotton weavers. Interesting. But they should be in range of this housing. That should be no problem. So at this point, we're waiting for more workers to come in, and we're waiting for some of this production to finish up. We actually need a lot of workers. So that's noted. This Chinampa up over here is not matured at all, and we're working on some of this Chinampaing out over here too. It's going to take some time. For the time being, we're relatively content with what we've got going on here. I want to start having this area and this area be settled. We can take this forest completely out. That's not a problem. There's more ficus trees up over this direction. So that's definitely something to think about. There's a decent amount of ficus trees, but we need to get to them. So this one down over here, is this a ficus tree right at the edge here? I think it is, although I have a hard time actually selecting it from this angle. Let's rotate it around and let's see. Yeah, that's a ficus tree. So that's absolutely noted. There's a lot of them over in this area. So we will see if we need more amate makers over here. They don't seem to have much of a range. They really don't. But at least we finally constructed the 2 sawyers down over here, and that should help our wood production. That's a very, very big deal there. So that looks good. Down over this direction, we are starting to see some cotton production. But our food is negative, and our finances are negative. So we're waiting on some additional food production out over here. We are going to need to dig these fields, and eventually that'll all get finished. So we do definitely have some food production here, but it's still needing some work. Okay. Well, we're definitely working on that. I think we'll have enough food production, at least for our current population. We'll definitely have enough food production once all of this is online. This is going to be 9 farms. That's going to be sufficient for quite a bit. And then we'll have additional farms over here and certainly down this direction as well. We've got lots of farmland room. Goods have been stolen from a farmer's hut. Okay. I guess it's fine. So that looks okay for now. We are starting to see this cotton weaver have staff. That's good. We don't have any cotton buds down over in this porter yard yet, although that will likely start to show up fairly soon, is my guess. And this up here, of course, still a bit of a problem. We may want to consider a mason yard up over here. That's probably a good idea. We'll go ahead and put that in for now. And eventually it'll get built. But we're definitely flooded up over here. So some of this Chinampa has happened. That's looking great. And up over here, these Chinampas, they have not happened yet. Okay. Well, we definitely need a lot more work on the Chinampas out over here. So we'll give that some more time. Goods have been stolen from a porter yard now. Okay. So That's probably just because we only just finished the sentry post, and this sentry post isn't built yet. That's going to be my diagnosis at this point. There's a possibility that we need a sentry post down here, but honestly, this one should cover most of this. I'm not terribly concerned about that right now. What I am concerned about is our finances. We have to get this stuff online. We have finally started this amate maker, but we need stone down here. I'd really like to see this porter yard get finished up. But at least we're starting to see these cotton weavers be staffed. They don't have any cotton buds as of right now, but the cotton is definitely growing and will start coming in very shortly. So that seems good. And of course, our canals will be able to majoritively hold back these floods. We'll upgrade them to stone canals later when we're a little bit more financially secure. As of right now, it's not really a thing. So we're definitely taking some damage up over here from the floods, but for now, it should be okay. Let's check in on our food situation. We are currently net negative for the year, but barely. I think we're starting to go positive. Starting. But we still have a long ways to go on these farms. As we can see, these maize fields out over here have barely been started. So that definitely needs more work. No doubt about that. We just need to let some of this resource deficit be worked through at this point. This Sawyer now has someone working in it. That looks good. And these homes are starting to get a little stretched. I'm thinking about putting another set of homes up over here and over here. So like 2 homes in total, like that. So we'll get that going for now, and that'll be fine. That will help out with this housing up over here. We're going to need more housing over this way, probably, and this will relieve the stress. Some of these people will move up over this way, and that'll allow more housing for this area, which will ultimately be good for us. But we've only got enough money approximately for 1 more year. Why do we have clay up here? That's wild. I have no idea why there's clay in this trading post. But okay. So hopefully we'll start... this amate maker is now lacking bark. We don't have artisans there either. So we can see that the houses here do reach down there. So that should be fine. We'll just wait for people to move in and come work down here. So we're going to start producing that, and we'll see how much 2 actually produces. I don't think there are any ficus trees up this way, so we can probably fill this area out a little bit with more amate makers, and that will be absolutely wonderful to do. So if we can get that done, that would be phenomenal, but we're starting to see our cotton beds growing at this point. And I want to check in to see if we're now starting to see any cotton buds showing up over here. The answer is not yet. Okay. But that should start coming in fairly soon. We'll keep an eye on it and see if we need more farms than this, but our farms are nowhere near fully online yet. That's going to take some time. So that all seems okay for the moment, but I do want to definitely see this area get a little bit better developed. Now that we have our 4 Sawyers down here, this should be much, much quicker, in theory. We do know that we're going to need a little stone down here, but it should be fine. So that looks reasonably good. I'm assuming that we're not making our way back to the ficus trees over here. We're kind of close, but we're not making our way to the ficuses over here. So that looks good. For now, things are going pretty okay. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to get these farms a little bit more online. There's definitely more work that can be done there. And we're going to try to get our finances fully turned around, because we've only got about 1 more year of this. But the good news is our exports are beginning to come in. So that will be absolutely great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Aurelio, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.